hypothetical, maybe a month for relax and come back, whatever. And you're so excited, a medical nurse, to see his brother was also an officer. But later on, that excitement to see that brother, it turned to be sad because he was looking forward for that brother to meet and determine a soldier of Australia or New Zealand, when he found out that brother has been killed or dead. Very heavy for her is still working in that military. You know what? I love that man. The pain of bullet on one of the thighs, that hardship. That military brother also who died. You know what happened? In the heat of the war, they were determined, no matter what, they are there, resemble the cross in their commitment for the freedom, for the country, and for the people that they love. And that's why they are heroes today. Many people were touched in a factual image of the soldiers with teary eyes that express gratitude and thanksgiving for the soldiers and for the pain in the dirty place in the war zone. Their dirty place in the war zone. I can see a can of whatever food is that, some are, bread that is already so hard. That's their food. Hardship and sacrifice their life. These are real soldiers that pay the price. I want you to see that the next phrase in verse 4, Paul gave the force of his message. Look at verse 4. So I'm connecting with that in Gallipoli. Verse 4. No one engaged in warfare entangles himself with the affairs of his life, that he may please him who enlisted him as a soldier. He used the word as a soldier. Since you are persuaded, since you come to the point of commitment to follow Christ, you'll come to the point as a soldier to redirect your heart, and especially your eyesight, single focus in your heart to the Lord, and turn your back for the things of this world that will sidetrack you and then slow you down, and continue to please the commanding officer, Jesus Christ, who commissioned you to be the soldier of the King of Kings in the kingdom of God. Give me a portion of this, 2 Corinthians chapter 11, 23 to 29. See the background of Paul. Okay, read to you quickly. Here is Paul. Just to read that, you'll be blessed. 2 Corinthians 11, 23 to 29. It will bless your heart because you read it before, but it will give. You have to read again. 2 Corinthians 11, 23 to 29. I'll read it to you in the NLT translation. Go ahead with your King James or Revised Version. Okay. Following 23, chapter 11. They say they serve Christ. I know I sound like a madman, but I have served him far more. I have worked harder, been put in jail more often. There is Paul. Been whipped times without number. The hitting at his back. And faced death again and again. 5 different times the Jews gave me 39 lashes. 5 different times. 3 times I was beaten with rods. Verse 85. Once I was stoned. 3 times I was shipwrecked. I can't imagine in the open sea. 3 times I was shipwrecked. once I spent a whole night in a day adrift the sea, one day and one night in the open sea. I have traveled many weary miles. I have faced danger from flooded rivers and from robbers. I have faced danger from my own people, the Jews, as well as from the Gentiles. I have faced danger in the cities, and in the deserts, and in the stormy seas. And I have faced danger from men who claim to be Christians. Even Christians, they face danger to the Christians, but are not, because their lifestyle is different. So they're Christians that are not really Christian, because Christianity is more on the inside change of life. It's not ritual. So he faced that. I have lived with weariness and pain in sleepless nights. Often I have been hungry and thirsty and have gone without food. Often I have shivered with cold. That's why you request my jacket, can you bring it please to Timothy? Without enough clothing to keep me warm. And then take note of the shifting of this narrative of his experiences. Then beside all this, I have the daily burden of how the churches are getting along. In spite of all the heaviness and weariness and hunger and thirst and cold and many things, he could have been dead many years, many times. But he was thinking about the churches he planted. What a man! Who is weak without feeling that weakness? Who is with astray? And I do not burn with anger. Here's Paul revealing to us the life of a soldier who understands, follow the model, Jesus Christ, who exemplifies life on earth, because we are just a passing through. And as Jesus said, if they have persecuted me, they'll persecute you, and you will be hated by all nations because you follow me. Figure it out in the big area where we are at right now. So, soldier is supposed to hold and distribute the food and everything that's made. So they learn and keep learning to endure as much. The soldiers of Gallipoli and Paul, they learn and keep learning as much as the body can handle and bear. With deep burdens in love for the freedom of people who are bound to what you're doing, Brother Uzziah, you forget the problem which is allowed by God for a timeline, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. It is not a curse. So you may be able, and that's your testimony, to understand when you see the need of people crawling in dangers and loneliness, and they are just existing but there is no life. They are rich because they are so lonely and handicapped of many things, no relationship, and just living. They don't want to wake up in the morning because it's horrible to live in this earth. When you see that, your little problems become nothing, and the love of God becomes something. The problem of people, the little problems, they describe it as huge and big. You don't know what I'm experiencing. You know so much. So little right. Shame. They didn't even know that they have that experience to shed blood for someone. So don't define your trials as huge and big. I'm speaking to me and to all of you. See Jesus Christ, who gave up everything. Not my will, but your will be done. If there's any avenue or ways where I could redeem or save mankind, and 3 times he prayed to the Lord, if I can ask the legions of angels to come and rescue him, but he said this word, not my will, but your will be done. In the Bible, is very clear 2 times in Revelation, in the book of Paul, he is the Lamb of God, is laid before the foundation of the world, which means before the world is created, before the first man and first woman was created, become the first couple in the Garden of Eden or Garden of Delight, Jesus had in mind predetermined what is going to happen, the suffering, the agony and pain, that this world will be restored in a perfect state of holiness and righteousness, where darkness is no more. He knew beforehand the suffering. I can just imagine he closed his eyes. And Father, according to what we had discussed in the blueprint, in the agenda of eternity to eternity, I have no option. I will give my life as offering, endless offering, so the people that will be coming to know you will be part of me in the new heaven and the new earth. So beautiful about soldiers. Okay, another thing that you can see in verse 4, no soldier is in active service, no attachment to the affairs of this life. Verse 4, no one engaged in warfare entangles himself with the affairs of this life that they may please the one who is to him. No attachment. In other words, a soldier, there is a detachment. Not completely detachment. It is a detachment, which means, because we're still on earth, the message of God here is your attachment is on the things that is prescribed, the blueprint and the agenda that has been ratified, and God gave the hand of approval. That is where you are attached in the temporal life on earth. So your life will find meaning on earth, and much, much more meaning when you see the Lord face to face. Soldiers live a life of privation. Now the word privation means it's lack of usual comforts. All this is in life. In other translation, no soldiers in active service entangles himself, as in King James Version, with the affairs of this life. Now, if you engage in a warfare, in an open field, so to say during the time of Rome, approximately according to the historians in Rome, the big Roman Empire during the time, in Rome, there were about 3 million people. Put it this way, you are in warfare. In the day and age, what will happen? If you're engaged in warfare, and at the same time, you're engaged to enjoy the things of this evil world system. I want you to see now, picture in your mind. Here is God, you're attached. God, I love you. But part of your system now is attached or entangled to the things of the material gain, of the material world. You're entangled. What would happen? When you see the word entangled, it is like a long hair, curly, and then it entangles whatever happened, and then to make it realign to each other, it takes a while. Even using your comb, it takes maybe for long hair to be straightened or to become realigned to each other. Entangled is not that easy, in other words, to put into order. Entangled is to involve something that is obstructed. So once you're entangled with the things of this world, you're obstructed. Your focus is confused. It's a confusing life. Get the point? It's not that easy to be in two directions. If they have a fight, and there is a horse on the other side, your mind, and there's another horse on the other side, that's my horse, that's mine. And they put the rope in your hand to pull you out, and the other one pull the rope and put in your body. What will happen to you? You'll be divided into two, because each one of them says, that's mine, that's mine. You have no identity. You will die with no glory. That's entanglement. So there is no way to please the one who called us. When Paul was in prison and left places as a soldier of Christ, I want you to see this. Some of his leaders working with him, this is not the context of these love letters, but he was in prison. In prison, Paul and Silas was singing. Paul, in the history, he probably spent 5 or more than 5 years in prison in the service for God. I want to know the reason why. When you serve the Lord, you have an enemy the Jewish people during the time of Paul, the Gentile people during the time of Paul, I want to hear, even the called brethren or Christian, some of them become enemies of Paul. Where are you now? Where are you going? Where are you going? Jews? Oh, Jesus is not God. Gentiles? Oh no, we have our own God. And it must be adored. And then, brethren, supposed to be believers, this is what happened. When Paul was in prison, and as a soldiers of God, some of his leaders working with him, they discharged their commitment to God, into the calling of God, and they go to opposite direction. Can I show you some of them is made? And then, some of them become cold, legalistic. Some of them, they believe that Jesus Christ is pure man, but not pure God. Some believe that Jesus Christ is pure God, but not man. Confusion. What happened to the soldiers, leaders of Paul during the time? They were disqualified. And Paul said, these are the people. And one of them, thank God, Mark, come back. Oh, Mark was with me. And then he loves this word. The word. He left me alone. He loves the pleasure of the word. Thank God later on, Mark, come back to the Lord and become dedicated servants. So you can see here, to be a soldiers, you have so many enemies. So some are entangled with the cares of this world. This is a great temptation of the Christian in our time. They want to be secure. One hand is holding to God, another one is holding to the world. The result is a double standard life or compromise. He will lose both of them. No man can serve two masters. I give you. So, application here. The soldier of the Lord must give up worldly security. Wow. If you are looking for security, I don't have security in your aim, I tell you. You are testified about the rich man. I was counseling a very rich man at Beverly Hills. They are sad. I was counseling in the 90s. So, if we pursue worldly security and continue to live a life in that prescribed order, and you continue to live a life that the prescribed order or the one big general will listen to you, and then you are looking for security of the world, that general will not be happy. Would not be happy. In other words, he cannot trust. God is sorry, I cannot trust you. Find another job. I want you to hear this. To be called of God is one of the greatest opportunity in your lifetime that you cannot afford to lose it. Don't lose it. You can be the king, you can be the queen, you can be the president of America, you can be prime minister of Australia. If not a believer, I'd rather be a simple, ordinary man with the calling and mandate and anointing from God. I will hold it down. You give me everything, you can have it all. Give me Jesus. I have everything. You know what? I will give you some very factual, real illustration. In America, you have here, I think you have SAS in Australia, in America, and I met one of the members of the SEALs. He was converted while I was playing basketball, and I served in Jesus. Now, a SEAL, they have a very rigid training. It have about 250 military, Navy, or to be member of SEALs. 250, maybe 25 to 20 people will be qualified to pass the test of what we call HEALS. There is a testing underwater, in the cold, in the dirt, and all the testing in life that you can be able to, to find those things. Okay, it's very, very hard to become member of the Navy SEAL. One Navy SEAL, this is the story, and I met a Navy SEAL. I don't want, that's a story that I can share to you one day. He accepted Jesus Christ. Very strong man. One Navy SEAL is equivalent to 50 soldiers or army of the armed forces of Australia. If you get an example. one seal, not the lion or the seal, one seal, he can blast, bomb the whole Sydney area, one person, fighting so many soldiers. He can do that because of the training. So that man, I was watching Rambo once in a while because I saw the last movie. One man, he was undecayed, and with only one guy. I said, wow, that's zeal. That person can even, so many soldiers that are trained, one seal can destroy one big city or one state. With hunger and hardship, he can maintain today. That is an equivalent role. And God is looking for the soldiers in the